Hello, my name is Matt. Welcome to Unbearable 73. So, a couple weeks ago, there was a big hullabaloo, to use an old word, when one of the more well-known fan groups for Tolkien's work, the Fellowship of the Fans, seemed to be following the same path of Access Media, where they sell out, and other Tolkien groups have gone down that. I think the OneRing.net is one of them and whatnot. And, the Fellowship of the Fans did a live stream where they discussed Celebrimbor and his role in the series. So I watched that, and here's some of my thoughts on the Access Media shoot and the Fellowship of the Fans live stream. So let's start with the Access Media situation. The reality is that if people make a product, they're going to advertise and promote it. In a free society, which means that it has free markets, those promoters are going to use the means of swag and money to influence people's opinion. And consider the following. When you watch a movie trailer and then get on YouTube, on your YouTube channel, or if you don't have a YouTube channel, if you talk to your friend and say, bro, this is an awesome trailer, we should go see this. You are in a microcosm doing the same thing that a member of the Access Media does when they get a special dinner and $500 of swag plus a 20-minute preview of a movie or a show. Then they go out and write it, or on their YouTube channel or blog or whatever, and they promote the movie. It's a smaller scale example of it. That free trailer is the swag you got. Your profit is the emotional buzz you got from watching the trailer. I'm not saying that you're corrupt. I'm saying that the people need to be cognizant of the effort to influence you. Anyone can be part of the Access Media, sometimes without realizing it. That being said, if you have a platform where others listen to your opinion, you do assume a degree of responsibility which grows in relation to the size of your listener base. I think the particular Access Media member in question has to make a choice, sometimes difficult choice, between the degree to which the promoter influences them and therefore the degree to which they have access to the information they want. So if they want more information, they might have to accept more influence. If they want less information, they want to be more pure and be more, say, scholarly and do research and not, or do they want to get instant information? Choice. Personally, I think the best option is always to fully disclose in advance all the compensation anyone receives, and then let the audience judge what the information, what you receive to get that information, and so forth. Because the reality is, as I said, even on a very small scale, everyone is doing it, so to speak. I think we all remember that picture of, what was his name, John Campia, in front of the giant pile of swag that would be giving out when he was doing his blog there. Now, let me say, the Fellowship of the Fans opened the live stream and directly addressed the issue. They claimed that they would not compromise the criticism and bring to power, and they did respond in a constructive sense to those of us in the chat who brought up the issue and related matters. Obviously, it will take time to see if they go down the road many Access Media do, but at least initially they're not ignoring the criticisms. All I can say at this point is that they need to be 100% open about anything Amazoff gives them, and that we as a fandom need to properly observe events and the behavior and make a rational judgment, not a snap judgment. Now let's talk about the live stream. When I first saw the live stream advertised, I initially thought they were going to have some inside info on Celebrimbor, maybe a tiny bit, and then sort of, toss around some ideas on how that might affect his role in the series. That wasn't the case. The live stream was the panel members discussing more how they wished he might be presented in the show. So I don't want to pick apart everything everyone on the show said. I just want to address a few issues the live stream presented and maybe give my thoughts on Celebrimbor's role at the end, or maybe not. First, they all seem to have this common idea that Sauron somehow seduces Celebrimbor to darkness to some degree, corrupting him. That is not how Celebrimbor is depicted in canon. Yeah, there's some stuff in Unfinished Tales, but it is important to remember that Noldor were given to conflict and discord not only with others, but amongst themselves. So yeah, Celebrimbor and his people did rebel to a degree from Galadriel's influence due to Sauron's influence. But it's important to remember, Celebrimbor gave one of the Elven three to Galadriel and the other two to Gil-galad, and he hid away the 7 to 9 once Sauron had put on the One Ring, and then demanded the rings from him. He did not give in to Sauron's demand to turn the rings over, and instead tried to resist Sauron, destroying the Eregion region before conquering Ostin-Edhil, where Celebrimbor was the Lord. He was then captured and tortured for years by Sauron and never gave up the location of the Elven Rings. Celebrimbor went down like a boss. That's not someone who was corrupted. He stood at the end. He did not break under Sauron's torture. And the other thing that stood out in their discussion, one or two of them say that Farazan was corrupt from the beginning. No, just fracking no. In his youth, and as a young man, he was best friends with Amandil, the father of Elendil, who Amandil was the leader of the faithful, and then Elendil became the leader of the faithful after him. Despite Pharazôn's father being the leader of the Kingsmen and persecuting the faithful, Pharazôn spent almost all of his time in Middle-earth, which would be his youth, as a general, gained power and renown. He used his wealth and power to help people and became beloved for helping people. Was he a great guy? Probably not. But was he corrupt from the beginning? No. Only he didn't go back from the point that he went to Middle-earth. He didn't go back to Numenor until a couple of years before Tar Palantir died. And that seems to be the point when Pharazôn went our Pharazôn, so to speak, with forcing Miriel to marry him against his will and usurping the kingship and all sorts of stuff. So, those are my only 2 points to respond to there. From now on, Celebrimbor's role in Amazoff Rings of Power. I did a video on the timeline that they're attempting to compress, which I'll put a link down below to, and hopefully, maybe at the end I'll link to it if I figure this YouTube thing out. It's over 2,200 years, just from the time that Sauron becomes concerned with Numenor, which is like SA 1000, to the year that Numenor sunk, which was SA 3200 or so. Celebrimbor died in the canon over 600 years before Pharazôn was even born. I can't see Amazoff being successful compressing that timeline. According to IMDb, Celebrimbor appears in all 8 episodes of the first season. That kind of makes sense. My instinct wanted to say that the first season would have been Anatar going to Ostined and working with the Smiths under Celebrimbor's his group of Smiths who have a name. I just remember them offhand. I don't remember the name. And then at the end, Sauron forges the One Ring. That would have been my concept of the predominant plot of the first season. Now, since they're compressing the timeline, you'd see over on Numenor some stuff with, maybe Pharazôn falling to darkness over there or whatever. I have a strong feeling that they're going to make Sauron also influence Pharazôn, and they're going to gloss over the whole thing where Pharazôn captures Sauron and keeps him locked up for 3 years. Then Sauron corrupts him. I think we're not even going to see that. They're going to have Pharazôn corrupted by Sauron from the beginning. I have a strong feeling. Because they have to compress this timeline. There's no way around it. I see season 2 would logically be Sauron's destruction of the Region and then the capture of Celebrimbor, and maybe the shocker for season 2 would be Celebrimbor's disfigurement in his death, the way Sauron killed him. So, like anyone who wants to run the Access Media, we have to keep an eye on the Fellowship of the Fans. I will urge them all to remain open and disclose materials and swag received from Amazoff. Okay, I will do some more plot prediction videos between here and now and September. I'm trying to gather some info to get us to put together general, like if it's a 5-year series, how I see the 5 years going. So comment down below if you have any questions for me about this video. Please share your thoughts. Share this video if you enjoyed it. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike. Subscribe if you want to hear from me. My name is Matt. This has been Rebel 73. Have a nice day. I am out of here.